A single seal hidden beneath the Taurus Mountains can overturn centuries of Anatolian chronology, and number 1 is something you almost nobody guesses until the end. Unearthed from the burnt layers of Karahöyük, this bronze seal bears a series of glyphs previously unknown to Hittite scholars. The impression shows a stylized mountain flanked by 2 unknown creatures, suggesting a regional deity not recorded in any surviving texts. Researchers believe the seal dates to the early Middle Bronze Age, around 1800 BCE, based on its metallurgical composition and the stratigraphy of the find spot. Its discovery forced a reassessment of the political boundaries between the Hattians and emerging Hittite kingdoms, implying that local cults wielded more influence than earlier models allowed. Moreover, the seal's unique iconography hints at trade links with Western Anatolia, where similar motifs appear on copper ingots. While some experts caution that the symbols could represent a short-lived tribal emblem, the prevailing view is that this object marks a pivotal moment of cultural synthesis in central Anatolia.
Discovered amid the collapsed walls of Alacahöyük, the bull tablet is a limestone slab etched with a procession of bovine figures marching across a stylized river. Few people realize that the tablet's inscription includes an early form of the Luwian hieroglyphic script, pushing the known use of this writing system back by several centuries. Carbon dating of organic residues on the tablet suggests an age of roughly 2100 BCE, making it one of the oldest examples of Anatolian narrative art. The scene appears to commemorate a royal sacrifice, linking the ruling elite to divine protection of the river that sustained the settlement. Scholars argue that the tablet evidences a previously unknown alliance between the Alacahöyük polity and neighboring Kızılkaya, based on shared religious symbolism. Though some debate remains about the exact translation, the consensus is that this artifact reshapes our perception of early state formation in Western Anatolia.
Imagine a gold disc, only a few centimeters in diameter, discovered in a sealed chamber beneath Hattusa's royal palace. Its surface is inlaid with concentric circles of lapis lazuli and carnelian, forming a radiant sun motif that mirrors later Hittite royal insignia. The disc's craftsmanship indicates a high-status workshop, likely attached to the palace's elite artisans. Radiocarbon analysis of surrounding organic material points to a date near 1500 BCE, aligning with the reign of King Suppiluliuma I. Researchers suggest the disc functioned as a ceremonial seal used to authenticate royal decrees, a hypothesis supported by tiny wear patterns consistent with stamping on clay tablets. If accurate, this would make the sun disk the earliest known example of a royal seal in Anatolia, predating previously documented instances by several hundred years. Some caution that the disc could instead be a votive offering, yet the balance of evidence leans toward an administrative purpose.
Hidden in a remote forest clearing near Kızılkaya, a massive stone slab bears an intricate relief of a winged figure holding a staff topped with a star. The relief is accompanied by a short cuneiform caption that scholars have tentatively translated as Guardian of the Western Gate. The slab's weathered surface suggests prolonged exposure, yet petrographic analysis indicates it was originally polished, implying a public display. Dating techniques place the slab in the Late Bronze Age, around 1300 BCE, a period marked by heightened militarization along Anatolia's western frontiers. Its iconography parallels Assyrian protective deities, hinting at cross-cultural influence that may have traveled via trade caravans along the Mediterranean coast. While some argue the figure represents a local hero rather than a foreign deity, the prevailing view is that the slab reflects a syncretic religious practice, underscoring the fluidity of belief systems in Late Bronze Age Anatolia.
Surprisingly, a tiny clay cylinder unearthed at Çatalhöyük carries a spiral pattern of interlocking lozenges, a motif never before seen in Neolithic Anatolia. The seal's surface is glazed with a reddish slip, indicating a sophisticated firing technique for its time. Microscopic examination reveals traces of ochre pigment, suggesting the cylinder was used to imprint designs onto wet plaster walls during house construction. Radiocarbon dating of associated organic layers points to a date of roughly 7500 BCE, making it one of the oldest known sealing devices in the world. Its presence challenges the assumption that complex administrative tools emerged only with later urban societies. Some researchers propose the cylinder served a ritual function, perhaps as a talisman for household protection. Nevertheless, the consensus leans toward an early form of symbolic communication, highlighting Çatalhöyük's role as a crucible of innovation well before the rise of city-states.
Deep beneath the shores of Lake Gölbaşı, divers recovered a bronze plaque etched with a series of concentric rings and a central motif resembling a stylized tree. The plaque's alloy composition includes a notable proportion of tin, indicating advanced metallurgical knowledge for its era. Scholars estimate its creation around 1600 BCE, based on comparative analysis with contemporaneous Luwian metalwork. The tree motif aligns with early Anatolian fertility symbols, suggesting the plaque may have been a votive offering placed in the lake as part of a water-related cult. Interestingly, the concentric rings could represent a calendar system, a hypothesis supported by the regular spacing of the incisions. While some argue the plaque is purely decorative, the prevailing interpretation is that it functioned as a ritual object, embodying both artistic skill and religious significance in Bronze Age Anatolia.
According to field notes, a weathered stone found along the Euphrates near Şanlıurfa bears an inscription in a script that blends Hittite hieroglyphs with early Phoenician characters. The text, though fragmentary, mentions a treaty between the peoples of the two rivers, implying diplomatic contact between inland Anatolian kingdoms and coastal city-states. Paleographic analysis dates the stone to roughly 1400 BCE, a period of intensified trade across the Near East. The hybrid script suggests a multilingual bureaucracy, perhaps a precursor to later imperial record-keeping practices. Some experts caution that the stone could be a later forgery, yet metallurgical testing of the patina supports an ancient origin. Overall, the artifact provides tangible evidence of early cross-cultural communication, reshaping our understanding of political networks in 2nd millennium BCE Anatolia.
Remarkably, a small clay matrix recovered from Ziyaret Tepe carries a raised impression of a lion trampling a bull, a scene commonly associated with royal power in Mesopotamia. The matrix's dimensions are modest, just under 3 centimeters in height, but the detail is astonishingly crisp. Thermoluminescence dating places the object at approximately 1200 BCE, aligning with the late Hittite period. The lion-bull motif indicates possible diplomatic gifts or tribute exchanges between Hittite vassals and Assyrian overlords. While some scholars argue the matrix could be a local copy of an imported design, the consensus is that it reflects a shared iconographic language used to legitimize authority across neighboring cultures. Its discovery adds nuance to the picture of Hittite political symbolism during a time of fragmentation and external pressure.
Evidence from the cliffs surrounding Van Lake includes a shallow engraving that functions as a seal, depicting a stylized boat with a single sail and a trailing figure. The engraving's depth suggests it was used to imprint ink onto parchment or leather, a technique rarely documented in Anatolia before the Iron Age. Radiocarbon samples from nearby organic deposits indicate an age of roughly 800 BCE, placing the seal at the cusp of the Eurasian kingdom's expansion. Its nautical imagery aligns with Eurasian control of lake trade routes, implying the seal may have authorized cargo shipments or tax collection. Some argue the boat represents mythic voyages rather than actual commerce, yet the contextual evidence leans toward a practical administrative function. This find broadens our view of early bureaucratic practices in the region's lake economies.
Finally, atop Mount Nemrut lies an obsidian seal engraved with a complex star map that aligns precisely with the heliacal rising of Sirius in the year 2026 BCE, according to astronomic modeling. The seal's design features 12 concentric circles, each marked with a distinct glyph that corresponds to known Anatolian constellations. Researchers propose the seal served as a calendrical device for temple priests, enabling them to predict agricultural cycles and ritual dates. While the exact function remains debated, the precision of the astronomical alignment suggests a sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics far earlier than previously documented in Anatolia. Some caution that the alignment could be coincidental, yet the convergence of archaeological context, iconography, and modern modeling supports the theory of intentional design. If confirmed, this seal would represent the earliest known example of a portable astronomical instrument in the Near East.
We've traveled from the bronze-etched Karahöyük Seal to the enigmatic stone slab of Kızılkaya, uncovering how each fragment nudges scholars toward fresh interpretations of Anatolia's past. These discoveries remind us that history is never static. Every new inscription can rewrite chapters we thought were settled. If you enjoyed this journey through forgotten symbols, Subscribe so you don't miss the next mind-blowing list we release each week. Which artifact surprised you most, and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if this video added a new layer to your curiosity, give it a like. Thank you for listening.